Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first semi-final of the Cape Town Sevens, and it includes the host nation, South Africa, going head-to-head with Spain, side that made it all the way to the final for the first time ever for the Spanish, but then to be defeated by the Fijians. Now, on the other side of the draw, we see Fiji versus France, so there could be a chance of a rematch there, whether that is for third or whether that is for the final, though we are soon to find out. Looking through at the starting lineup, first of all, for the South Africans, Kua Nokia, Donovan Don, the Vold Human, David Brits, Zane Davids, Ricardo James Duarte, and also MP Visa. So they haven't got Christy Robela, they haven't got Ryan Ustays, and those were two men who were left out of this Cape Town Sevens side, but they have got a lot of experience partnered with that inexperience, but some of those young guys for the South African side, they have got very bright futures. So the co-captaincy of Zane Davids and Impy Visa, kind of the gel and the glue that will hold this Springboks side together. But we'll have to wait and see exactly how they end up going. Looking through at the Spanish starting lineup, it is Manu Moreno, Joseph Ceres, Alejandro Laforga. Also Anso is there, Trevithick, Eduardo Lopez, and also Coscuela, the last man in the starting side. And this Spanish team, they have already beaten New Zealand twice since the start of the new season. They have been able to get themselves pretty close games up against top opposition. So it's just very hard to know how the Spanish will go here. At the end of the day, they can cause upsets, but South Africa, so far throughout their group stage matches, they have looked phenomenal, getting themselves a massive win over the Argentines just recently and dominating Ireland in their first match as well. Looking through at the chat, Hanoi said Spain has come from nowhere lately. Yeah, they've looked great since the start of the new Sevens circuit. Come on the Blitzboks, you can do this, says Leon. Yeah, a bit nervous about this one, says Graham. And the South African flags from LFG as well. Got the South African flags a few times in the chat, so overall people are going for the Blitzboks in this one, but I should mention we are only about 2 or 3 minutes away, maybe even closer to 5 from the start of this matchup, and it is the first of the two semi-finals. The winner of this game, of course, goes on to the Cape Town Sevens final. The loser will face off up against the loser of the matchup between New Zealand. Oh, sorry, not New Zealand, but we've just seen the USA just beat Australia in the women's sevens. That is a massive upset. The Dubai Sevens, we saw New Zealand versus Australia in the final. That is the norm on the Sevens circuit for the women's. That is a massive win, ladies and gentlemen, for the USA. So congratulations to that US Eagles women's side. But jumping straight into what I was saying, which I've almost forgotten, but pretty much whoever wins this game goes through to the final. Whoever loses will still get to play off for the bronze. They'll be up against the loser of the matchup on the other side of the draw, Fiji versus France. But do let me know, of course, your score predictions in the chat for this contest. We will be covering the channel, or the final on the channel as well, and that one will be taking place. We'll get the exact time. That will be 7:11 p.m. for you guys in South Africa, or 6:11 a.m. for us here in New Zealand. At the moment, New Zealand are through to the final. For the women's side of things, that final is happening at 6:35 p.m. So that is the one that does happen prior. We might have an upset, says Novmum, and Blitzboks all the way, says Andrew. Come on the Blitzboks in there as well. And Vamos Espanol, they're strong. Bok have to keep their, or have to be on their guard, says Ruth. Yeah, I think that the Spanish side have proven time and time again throughout this year that if they play well, they're extremely hard to beat. But the consistency and also that home field advantage for the Blitzboks is just something I believe will take them to the next level here. They have only conceded a couple tries throughout this competition so far, and with the shortened format, I think that actually heavily benefits these sides who have made it through to the semis. They are still fresh, they're still raring to go. Only 2 games today that they will be playing, and of course one of them would be the final for whoever does win this game. About 33-31 in favour of the South Africans, I believe that is from Roof. Box 35-14 is Pierre's prediction. Okay, so we could see, that's the thing, 1 year ago, if we said this exact same fixture, the scores would be 50 points to 5, 60-0, some people would even be saying. It just shows how strong Spain have become over the last little while. They're only a $3 underdog here. Just to put that into perspective, France to beat Fiji is pretty much the same odds. So they feel Spain have just as much chance to beat South Africa as the French have who have scored 97 points already in their first 2 games to go on to beat the defending champions Fiji. So there's plenty that will be going on for these 2 matches, but we are only about a minute away from the start of this contest. More spectators now, definitely. A lot more people have pretty much just compiled into the stands, ready to go at the Cape Town Stadium for what is a brilliant afternoon for some rugby sevens. I'm sure the party will be going on all throughout the night, definitely if the Blitzboks make their way through to the final. But we are now ready to go, ladies and gents. Once again, for anyone who doesn't know the starting lineup, Kua Nokia, Donovan Don, Devold Human, David Brits, Zane Davids, Ricardo James Duarte, and Impivisa, the last man in the starting side. And that's not even to mention their bench with Saviwe Soyaswapi, Shilton van Wyk, Tristan Lades. There's going to be huge numbers of pace later on in the game for the Spanish. Coscuela in the starting lineup alongside Moreno, Joseph Ceres, Alejandro Laforga, Anso, Trevor Thick, and then also Eduardo Lopez, last man in the starting side. But I'm nervous for this game. I feel like I really want it to be close, but at the same time, I think if either of these sides are to run away with this game, it is definitely the home side who do have that heavy advantage. They have looked strong from start to finish. Like I mentioned, a brilliant game up against the Irish and an even stronger performance up against the Argentines for their most recent. Mr. Pla injured, that is true. Paul Pla not here for this one. That looks like Sia Khaleesi, I believe. Is that Sia Khaleesi? I think it was. He was under a little bucket hat, so I couldn't quite see the eyes, but he was in a Springbok kit, so I assume that is the Springboks captain there. Of course, the Sharks getting themselves a win in the Champions Cup at home, playing in Durban. Etzebeth Khaleesi was playing number 8 for that game. We've got a donation from France, but the Spanish have the element of surprise, fear, and ruthlessness, efficiency on their side. Oh, wait, that was a Spanish Inquisition, says Franz Smith. But thank you very much for the donation. Greatly appreciated, I should say. Good beach day and holiday time for South Africa. Maybe there would be more spectators otherwise, says Roof. So they are just showing there only 2 tries conceded so far from this Blitzboks team. Spain, they had a close game up against the Kenyans, but they got the job done, also managing to get themselves the win over the Australians in their first group stage fixture. We really need the win here after losing our Dubai run, says Dragon Girl. And yeah, I think that South Africa definitely, at the moment for me anyway, are right up there in terms of favourites for taking out Cape Town. But they cannot look too far in the future. They have to get past this current Spanish side first. What's your prediction? I'm going to go 33-12 in favour of South Africa. I think that they have got everything that they need to win this game. It's just whether or not they put it together, and we are just about to find out. Devold Human kicks this one off, and we are underway, ladies and gents, for the semi-final. Laforga claiming the ball for the Spanish just outside of the 22. Nice pick and go around the side of the breakdown, and already Manu Moreno. In fact, no, it was Trevor Thick, but he's thrown the ball into touch, and South Africa have themselves the line out. Neville, nothing, just they are sometimes too inconsistent, and 21-20 to Spain, says Flesh in there, and the Blitzboks 28-5 is the prediction from Neville as well. But Ricardo James Duarte now with the line-out throw here for the South Africans. Going to be a little bit wonky, not the straightest throw, and the referee pulls him up for it. Now, we've seen quite a few not straight line-outs, not so much actually called throughout this Cape Town Sevens competition, so not quite getting it right early at line-out time, South Africa. Spain with the scrum feed. I'm not rooting for Spain, however, I'm rooting against South Africa, says Katsanel. Is that because they dominated Argentina the last time that they played them? Currently on the halfway line now, scrum feed. Not having Paul Pla out there on the field, it could be a massive hit for the Spanish team. He was that experienced veteran that could really help keep the side stepping in the right direction. Here comes Coscuela, the pass on the outside, inside ball. They are now up to the 22 here. Just a nice, slow, steady build-up here for the Spanish. Afternoon, says Paul. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are keeping well. Hope you're excited for this match. Running sideways here for Spain at the moment. The defence from the Blitzboks, like I said, they've only conceded 2 tries throughout their sevens competition so far. That is some nice work and a powerful hit being put in by the co-captain in Pivisa. Yeah, I'm holding a grudge, says Katsanel. Let's go the Blitzboks. 42-15 And I want Spain to win, says Nov Mum. And hey, Hamish, you're simply fabulous. Again, great commentary. Says Ruth, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Just getting pushed into the touchline for Manu Moreno. And now another line-out throw coming for Ricardo James Duarte. Referee just making sure the gap in the line-out is not too closed. Now, this one needs to be straight. They're only 10 metres out from their own line. Stolen by the Spanish. And they're in position. La Forga goes across to Coscuela. Numbers on the left, but nice step on the inside from Joseph Ceres. He goes through 3. La Forga needed the draw and pass, but he just couldn't quite free up the arm to do so. And Spain attacking hard. Coscuela, he's a metre from the try line. Dragged down again. This will be a penalty, I believe, in favour of Spain. Yes, it is, for not rolling away against Impivisa, but if he had rolled, maybe it would have been a try. Manu Moreno, 5 metres out from the line again here. That's some good pressure from Impivisa. Manages to knock the ball free, and that's an interesting one. I thought Spain knocked the ball on first. Okay, the referee has made the adjustment. Touch judge getting involved. Knock on first from Spain, then from South Africa. So the scrum feed comes for the home side, the Blitzboks. Is there a Spanish hero? Some new player that is Ronaldo-esque. Says on the right, are we talking like football or are you talking rugby-wise? I mean, Paul Pla, that man has been absolutely phenomenal for Spain for so long in the sevens. He's finally got a team around him that is also playing at that same level, but he is now not there for this matchup. Unfortunately, is injured. Ricardo James Duarte to put the ball in now. South Africa win, says Jared, and accuracy and precision. Oh, that's awesome. That's a nice kick in behind. The grubber attempted, and tell you what, it's going to be a foot race and a half. Waiting for the bounce of the ball there. It was Donovan Don. It's loose. Tries to pick it up, but Spain have ended up with the possession. Looking for the turnover. DeWald Human got it back for half a second, but then Spain with Joseph Ceres managed to keep the ball. A lot of pressure coming in the breakdown, so now open space here for the Spanish. Pace being shown by Eduardo Lopez. Wants the next pass, couldn't quite find it. Bumps through one tackle and is brought down when he was standing still. Kua Nokia wanted the ball. Is told no by the referee. This is a battle already. 5 minutes in, no one able to budge the opposition defence. Manu Moreno with the ball on the outside to Unsur, walking the tightrope. Now Manu Moreno, another offload coming. Spain looking for their next pass. Shut down by Ricardo James Duarte and also David Brits. Back to the left. La Forga gets a nice pass away. Consuela, I should say, in the middle. Eduardo Lopez scores it in the corner. And Spain strike first in the semi. A great start to the match and hardly any possession going the way of the South African team so far. Hi, Hamish, says Rajim. Welcome in, mate. But just nice backline movement. Coscuela needed to get that pass right, and that is exactly what he did. Freed up Lopez, who when he's that close to the line, he's going to be extremely hard to cut off. A last-minute try by the Blitz, says Buffalo there. And weather is cool with sun and slightly wind in Cape Town, says William Mozet. That kick has missed from the Spanish, I should mention, so they now go 5-0 up over the South Africans. Now getting ready to go for yet again another kickoff here. Spain chasing after it and looking to retain, and they slap it straight back onto their side. Now possession for Spain yet again, about 80% throughout this first half. I would say missed tackle. Bounces back up for La Forga. He goes through, and it's a second try of the match for the Spanish. I think the scoreboard knew that one was happening before we did, but that is going to be 2 in a row for the Spanish side, which will now give them a pretty handy lead. And Spain are giving it their all, says Lilia B. And come on, boys, come on, boys. South Africa, says Aline there. Why do the Blitzboks enjoy losing the semis, says Neville there. Tell you what, they're going to have to make the comeback in the second half. But what a dream start to the match again by the Spanish. They were underdogs heading into this match. Now the scoreboard foreshadowed, says Stephen there. Yeah, windy today in the Western Cape, says Bruce. But now, just looking at the live odds at the moment, South Africa are considered $2.75 underdogs, ladies and gentlemen. So, definitely not quite going the way that they would want it to. Now, the score is 12-0. The scoreboard, it was very quick to give that try, but hasn't given the conversion that went alongside it, most improved team. They have been training in Fiji, goes Spain, says Rups. And what is happening, says LFG. Just a brilliant start to the half here for the Spanish, who are now leading the South Africans 12 points to 0, and they retain the kickoff again, although this time Tristan Lades was right place, right time, and manages to get the ball for the Blitzboks. Quick penalty awarded for South Africa. Ricardo James Duarte testing out the step, but he slips over. Told to release there, Eduardo Lopez. The ball is available. David Brits, I should say, goes across to Impivisa, misses the pass to Davids. Something not quite gelling at the moment for the South African side, but maybe that will change when they make those changes in the second half. Like I said, they've got some brilliant players off their bench. Tristan Lades has already been put onto the field. Of course, he possesses pure pace, but now cross kick sits up for Impivisa. Going to be retreating here. Manu Moreno goes off to Kuanokia. Ball on the inside to Veza. And now Zane Davids boots it forward and scores the try at the end of the half. That is exactly what South Africa needed. It was scrappy. There was a drop ball, but it went backwards straight onto the boot of Zane Davids, who grubbed it through and scores it at the end of the first 7 minutes. Where can one watch this live? Depends on whereabouts you are in the world. Rugby Pass TV have got the coverage for a lot of the sevens, depending on, of course, whereabouts you are country-wise. Impivisa went for that offload, ended up dropping it, but it goes down onto Zane Davids' boot, who got pretty much the perfect weight on that kick. I don't think it was completely on purpose. It was just more so the speed that he was running generated the perfect amount of force to put that ball in the in-goal area. That kick is missed. Halftime score 12 points to 5. The Spanish have that important position holding on to that ball, exactly right. And if they can hang on to it more throughout the second half, they will find success. But the biggest problem that they may find themselves with is if they aren't able to get, let's say, 60, 70% possession here. South Africa, just in that little moment that they got the ball just then, they already showed exactly what they can do with it. So Spain need possession, they need territory, and they need to make their tackles, because if they don't, this is where we see the Blitzboks start to make that comeback. But do let me know in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, do you think they can do it? Looking at their bench, they've got Tristan Lades, who's already made his way onto the field, Sean Williams, Saviwe Soyezwapi, Shulton van Wyk, and also Xander Reinders, the youngster. This is his debutant tournament, and it's on home soil, so the pressure is certainly on. Valencia's off the bench for the Spanish alongside Tobias Sainz-Rapanga. He could be the difference maker for the Spanish side, who just need to do a little bit more of what they did throughout that first half. Like that try, easily, that ball could have gone dead, and then they would be leading 12-0 going into halftime. So it just shows how dangerous this Blitzboks team can be. But this is the most tries that South Africa have conceded throughout the whole tournament. They had 2 tries conceded up till this point, and now they've already conceded 2 in the first 7 minutes up against Spain. Was the conversion missed by the Blitzies? It was. Missed conversion makes the score 12 points to 5 at the moment. There was also a missed one from Spain for their first kick attempt, but they did manage to get their second from the try of La Forga. But now we are back underway, ladies and gentlemen, only 11 minutes away from the other semi-final that has taken place between France and Fiji. That one will be must-see as well. But for now, we've got 7 minutes of all-out action between these two sides. But Spain, they will be kicking this one off with Coscuela to get us underway. How much possession can the Blitzboks retain here? Who's on for the Blitzboks? Tristan Lades, I believe, is the only sub that they have made so far. Awkward bouncing ball. Spain trying to retain it, but that has gone into touch. And it is going to now be the line out for South Africa. A lot of Brits and Irish living in Spain. We had to have some influence other than drinking and football, says Bleshin. We need a Sevens bomb squad, says GC. To be fair, the players that they've got off the bench here are phenomenal. Saviwe Soyezwapi, an absolute veteran. We see there Sia Khaleesi watching on. The last thing he wants to do is watch this Spanish side cause the upset. There goes the pace of Shulton van Wyk, and he's straight through. Scores the try for South Africa between the posts, and that is going to be the first of maybe many in the second 7 minutes. But just straight back into the work, clapping along there, Sia Khaleesi in the stands. He is loving what he saw. Just the pure pace of Shulton van Wyk. As soon as there was one missed tackle, that's all it takes in a game of sevens. Brits gave it off to Human, who just went straight into Shilton van Wyk. You'd almost not even call that a missed tackle. No one really got close enough to him to be able to make the tackle on him. Uncle Owen is my uncle, says Lawrence. It's probably why you call him Uncle Owen, I'd guess. Serious pace from Van Wyk, says Grant, game on, says Novmum, and the kick is good as well from South Africa, so now make the score 12 all. Knock-on advantage against the Spanish. Tristan Lades goes across to Impivisa, but already we've seen the impact of the bench that has been substituted. Now Shilton van Wyk puts the grubber in behind. This time Spain will be able to handle it, but chasing hard was the Blitzboks. Number 12, we're going to see a knock-on advantage go against the Spanish here. And now Ricardo James Duarte went for the wide cutout pass. Sits up, no, another knock-on from Spain. And they'll go back for the original knock-on against the Spanish. Ricardo James Duarte, he thought he had scored the try though. He's run round the side. And time for South Africa. Says Julian, and when did Fiji play? They are going to be playing in about 5 minutes' time up against the French. And we will be covering that game on the channel as well. Come on the box, says William. And here we go, the box again, says Ruth. And we have got there, tell them to contact me at the barn in Wellington, says Bruce. And also we have got there, we are coming back, says LFG. Yeah, 12-12 at the moment, and the momentum in this match has completely shifted. Field position, they will be 10 metres out from the Spanish line, looking like a sub is being made. That might have been Laforga. That would be a massive change here for Spain if that is the case. No, he is still out there. They're all right. But now getting ready to feed this ball, and Ricardo James Duarte looping around. Once again, the pace is going to be shown. Tristan Lade, super sub number 2, gets another one. And that is going to be now the lead for this Blitzboks team. And try and going, says Shane, and go the box, says Hannes. And there as well. Oh, got a little bit of a double blow of the whistle there. I'm not sure what that is about. I don't know if that is for a bit of push and shove. Maybe that was happening afterwards. Nicely done, baby Lades. Says Grant in the Blitzboks, says Simeon. And try time for the box, says Dan there as well. But a great finish. That man is loving it. He's got his belly out and everything. Now, that one's going to go over. 19 points to 12. Now a 7-point lead for the South African side. So exactly what they needed to do to build their momentum heading towards the later stages of this game. Is that the same Lades for the Stormers? It is not. I believe it's his brother, or is it his son? I know that there's a relation there, but I can't remember what it is. I always forget it. I think it's his really younger brother. Now that's going to be a knock-on against Spain again here, and the momentum has been completely taken away from them. One more and this game is done. And brother, says Leighton there. And also the Blitzboks will win, says Julian. Yeah, at the moment it seems evident that eventually South Africa will get their hands raised. His brothers, they are brothers, says Eileen there. 3 minutes left on the clock. One more score just to be safe. Yeah, I think one more try here, and that is South Africa through to the final. To take on either France or Fiji. Either way, that is going to be pretty awesome. And thanks for your channel, says Aline. No worries at all. We will be here for the final as well, I should mention. So anyone who is new, be sure to subscribe. Passed out wide here to Sean Williams. Oh, I think he's thrown the ball at the line there. He doesn't look sure of it, Sean Williams. I'll tell you what, though. He's getting a bit of a hug from his teammate. Is he claiming it? They're going to be checking this one. He hasn't really shown any sort of reaction that would say he has or hasn't grounded it. Like, he's still got the fist bump from his teammate. We're going to see it here. First of all, they'll check the touchline. Then from there, it will be whether or not there's a knock-on. That foot is on the line, so it will be no try. And just to add to it as well, he pretty much dropped the ball in the process as well. So either way, Sean Williams not scoring that one. But now Spain will have the line out 5 metres out from the line. I feel like they should have been offered the chance of either, well, no, to be fair, it's out first, doesn't it? I was going to say the option of either line out or scrum, but in this case, it will be the line out only 2 metres out from their own line, and the penalty goes the way of Spain. South Africa versus Fiji in the final, that would be an absolutely massive one, that is for sure. Who put the line there? Says Blues Nate. Now this one is going to be kicked into touch. About 30 metres out from their own line here, Spain. They've got 2 minutes to get a converted try to take this one into golden point. If we are at a level playing field at the end of the 14, we get some more time. added on, which is always entertaining when it does take place. Going to the front of the lineup, La Forga not having Pol Pla. Will that be the difference maker for the Spanish, who have already shown once again that they're going to be a top contender this year? Oh, they look like side entry from David Brits, trying to pierce the breakdown around the side of the defence of the South Africans. Looks like he's rolling it back, getting it ready for a cross kick, but he goes short side. Sean Williams going to be tested. Doesn't get it away. Eduardo Lopez now once again going short side. A little bit risky from Spain. Looking for the inside ball. It was loose, but Lopez cleans it up, asks for the high tackle, and does receive. Your time on the board, says Lawrence. At the moment, we have got 1 minute remaining in this contest. I just updated the time, and I think it's just updated the score as well, so we got a bit of a spoiler coming up. Coscuela going to be looking for the touchline here for the Spanish. It does go into touch. Focus on Spain, or focus box, says Dan there. And I Hamish Blitzies, I'm making my heel white, says Dorian. It's a nervous one, that is for sure. Pierce the breakdown has got medal band name, says Grant. Oh, we got time off. 50 seconds remaining here. If the scoreboard's anything to go by, I would say something interesting's about to happen at this line out. La Forga with the throw. It's going to be overcooked and well cleaned up by South Africa. Good attack and run forward from the youngster Renders. Does get his debut for the Cape Town circuit. Now going back across to the left-hand side. Sean Williams cuts on the inside, slips over, but gets back to his feet. And what's the score, says Shane? At the moment, for me, it is 19 points to 12, but the scoreboard has said that there is another try coming for South Africa. We haven't seen it as of yet, but it must be soon. It says only 17 seconds remaining. Oh no, Spain get the penalty. I think that scoreboard's wrong. Yes, it is. Whatever try they tried to give. Oh, that was the Sean Williams one. That was disallowed. This game's still on, ladies and gents. 3 seconds remaining. Spain in possession. A converted try will get them a draw here. And it looks like they are calling for the scrum. So yeah, that try that the scoreboard updated was not actually ahead. It was behind. It gave it to Sean Williams, who was pushed into touch. The plot thickens for the Sevens final, or the semi-final, I should say. But now, this one looks like it is going to be going down to the wire. Spain have one last attacking chance to turn this into a win, or at least turn it into a draw. They cannot win from here in regular time, but if they can get themselves a try and convert, they will get themselves into the draw. And then we go to golden point time. Hi, Hamish, weirdest prank ever, says Dan. Yeah, the scoreboard was teasing us big time there. Now going back across to the left-hand side in the middle of the field. A little bit isolated. Ricardo James Duarte went for it, but couldn't quite get it. La Forga passes too far out in front. And that one goes into touch. And South Africa win the semi-final to face either Fiji or France in the final. Tell you what, close game as well here between these two sides. Once again showing exactly how capable these sides are. Like Spain at the moment are ranked second in the overall standings, and they've got an opportunity to play for bronze here in the very near future. But nonetheless, we will be transferring straight over to our next live stream, which is France versus Fiji, ladies and gentlemen. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. The final will be taking place in about 6 hours' time. We are doing the live commentary, and we will be scheduling that one after the semi-final has come to a close. But thank you all very much for being here. If you did enjoy, like I said, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to transfer over to France versus Fiji's game as well. And I will see you all for the next.